Hello, everyone. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Oh my gosh, you guys, it snowed last night. Yay, the first snow of the season. Everything was blanketed in this peaceful, gorgeous, glimmering white, icy snow, just like the top layer. And then the perfect thing happened. The sun came out and melted it away so it didn't turn to ice. And the mail people and all the people trying to deliver their goods and Christmas goodies are in a safer kind of environment. But it was so nice to see. It was just like really beautiful and peaceful, which reminds me of this Archangel's Raphael. Provider of healing for mind, body, and spirit. Now, I feel like we are the perfect tenants to receive this energy when we ask for it. So let's ask for it, and then let's also look for it. Honest to goodness, you guys, no lie, I almost did this and I started laughing. Yesterday, I just was a sodium junkie and I was eating everything with lots of salt and stuff. And then my stomach just felt like it kind of burned a little this morning. And I legit almost went back and ate the identical thing that upset me the day before. And I said, wait a minute. I said, girl, you better get your oatmeal and blueberries and almonds and just hush your sodium monkey down. Because I was just ready to just start going crazy on it. And I listened to my inner self and I said, if I want to sustain good long-term health through this season, through my life, I have to make good smaller choices. So I ask for help from my angels, and I feel like it starts with our mind, right? Our mind, whatever it can conceive, we can achieve for sure. And I was like, do what is best for yourself, mind, body, spirit. That means eating and ingesting good things, watching good things that make you laugh, creating. One of the first things I did when I got up was make some fun jewelry. It made me feel so good. Dealt and helped some clients through some issues, things of that nature. Taking it easy because Monday is sort of my day off-ish. Like I don't have to drive places, things of that nature. So when we think of what's best for ourselves in terms of what we are seeing, what we're ingesting, what we're believing, what we're telling ourselves, because that's another thing too. Are we listening to our beautiful intuitive self that is rich and warm, engaging, and has unconditional love for ourselves and others? Or are we just getting geared up and just plugging into that whole 3D rhetoric of whatever, scrolling and trolling and controlling and all of that? Instead, it's like a deep breath, being aware of what you need. And I feel like that's taking place a lot more for quite a few people because there's so many ways to just tap into something on the internet, oh, if this is happening, how could I find something that's holistic or curative for this? Everything presents itself quite easily when we put a little effort, but always ask, angels and guides, help me slow down and be aware. Again, every action has a reaction. If we're ingesting garbage, we're not going to feel so hot. And that has to do with the silver screen, big screen TV, and little screens too. Are we just I feel IG can be very detrimental to over scroll. I'll go see what a few of my friends are doing, but that scrolling is just too much. And it takes me out of spiritual self too, because then I'm just seeing all these little parts and parcels of what's taking place. What I like to do this morning too that really helped me was I thought of an instance where it was just spontaneous joy. I witnessed something or engaged in something that just made me laugh and have a lot of joy. Lots of times that's weird things like down the park with fun animals that aren't on their leashes and they just run up to you and do crazy things. I love watching videos with baby harp seals and seals because they're so funny, and dolphins, they're so playful, things of that nature. But also in history, I'll look back and see where things just seem miraculous and wonderful and people were just extraordinarily brave to initiate change, whether it was Martin Luther King, things of that nature, miracles that are within people, stuff like that, which I love, which brings us to leadership and set your goals. What works best, I feel time and time again for myself, is I work in threes and I make them small because it is about move a muscle, change a thought, right? And it's also about rallying yourself to disengage from something, and that's not always easy. If you're plopped on the couch and your feet are up it's hard to then go, oh, I'm going to go to the gym, or I'm going to go, wrap Christmas presents. That disengaging from that thing, transitioning out of what you're doing, which you think is the fun thing or the restful thing, isn't necessarily something you'd want to do all day anyway, right? I like little treats. I'll stop. I'll say, if I do this much, okay, then I'll watch a King It and Sting It. If I do this much, okay, then I'll go on and I'll buy a gift for a relative for Christmas. Taking little breaks, transitioning out of things. And that helps us achieve our goals because we don't make them like so huge and large and looming and seems like that they will be very difficult to reach. We just take tentative small steps towards that. Like today, I set myself up for a more winning dietary goal, eating oatmeal with fresh fruit and things like that. And if I start like that, I start as I mean to go on. So the rest of my day usually ends up being quite helpful, right? Same thing if I start creative and I'm really excited and I look at my designs and I'm like, these are cool. Got so stoked. I made some really beautiful Christmas pieces, all in golds and whites and reds and greens. And it got me so stoked for the holiday season. So then I started to clear the area of the house that was necessary to put the Christmas tree in. So this is all about transitioning. And mentally, we can set a lot of goals too. But I tell you what also really helps, just writing them down. If it's important enough for you to write it down and you can visually see it or you say it out loud, it kind of instigates that transitioning for you, so you're then able to do that, which I love. And I love the artwork in these cards. I think they're so beautiful. That I love the torch. Think of that too, like get yourself a little cue or clue or something when you want to transition. If you have lighter around for your candles or whatever, like say when I want to transition off the couch at this, I'm going to light the lighter. It's like meaning symbolically for let a spark under your feet to get you going, things like that. Something that works really well is I like to jingle bells and coins. It clears the air, that kind of thing. It's like it wakes me out of my revelry and goes, okay, now it's time to switch it up and go on to your next project or whatever you're doing. Fresh air works like a banshee. Yesterday, I was almost ready for a nap and I knew I had to go get some things. So I just walked outside. This fresh, crisp breeze, just like boom, it just kind of like rattles you awake. And it's such a good feeling, just blows off those cobwebs. So just stepping out your front door. Convince yourself of whatever you want to do of being a simple task. I'll do that. I will be like, oh, that's so easy. I'll say it out loud. Oh, I'm going to be done with that in no time. And all of a sudden my brain, because I'm telling it that, it believes it. So then foot forward, motion, and then we start to do the things that help us. And we avail ourselves of the list getting too long, anxiety, procrastination. That does nothing. We all know that feeling, don't we, of a to-do list that we ignore and go tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. So if you're working within a little cycle during your day where you're starting to feel good, take advantage of it. Get that exercise, get that present wrapping, get the gift ordering, send, do, accomplish whatever you want in that moment, in that cycle. And it really is that thing where then something chimes in your psyche that goes, oh yeah, I don't have to do everything at once, and nothing has to be a problem. When I have the energy to do it, it'll get done, and it's an easy task. And then boom, off you go to the races. Nice winning formula. So my lovelies, that is what you are meant to hear today. I hope you all have a great day. Love and light.